Right, welcome back to the channel. I'm just on my way to, well, a guy says his driveway keeps coming really wet. I know it's been quite wet recently, but it keeps getting wet in one area, so he thinks there's an underground leak. There's no water meter on it, so yeah, we're going to go out and have a look. What I'm going to do, I'm just down the yard. We've got loads of bits of like pipe and stuff, so I'm taking some 25, some 32 and some 20mm out with me, and I've got some fittings in the van, so if it's lead and stuff, you can sort of take out what you need to save riding around. So I chuck these bits in the van. We've just got like a scrapyard of coils of pipe and stuff, so I'll take these out and then we'll go and see what we can do. We'll get it dug up and have a look. So that's where it's coming out of the ground. I'll have to get some of this concrete broke up. That plaster unit's just there. I imagine there'll be a fitting. They've probably ran plastic. It's probably lead, so it could be leaking on that fitting. So we'll get this dug up. It keeps seeping out of the ground. You see, there's a little bit of a flow. So we'll get this broken up and we'll have a look. Right, I did have gloves on a second ago, but I can't use the camera. There's the pipe. My finger's on top of the pipe. You can't see it because obviously filling with water. So I've just chopped down this. I think the leak is coming from that way. It actually might be right there. I'll dig a little bit more out and we'll have a look. But it's definitely, I think it's lead. 99% sure it is lead. But it's not spraying out. The water is still on, but I need a bit more out. There's the leak, look, right there. So I just need to expose this a little bit more, and then we can get a couple of universal transition couplers on there and get it sorted. But it's right there. It's just pinholed. Trouble is with lead, it can go all the way along, but you can only ever do your best. So there is actually a water meter fitted. I got told there wasn't, and it is spinning, look. It's spinning. It's not a big leak, but it's definitely leaking. So we'll knock this off. We've got the customer's permission, and it's probably the fact that you don't have to be on the meter. They went around and fitted them all, but you don't actually have to be on a metered supply. You get the choice. So yeah, we'll get that dug out a little bit more and get it. Just get the hole emptied out with my Milwaukee suction pump powered by muscle. It's not really Milwaukee, it was £3 off Amazon, but it does the same job. Right, you can see where it's just gone just there. What we'll have to do here is put 2 universal transition couplers over here and put a plastic. We cannot introduce any more lead back into the system, so the only thing we can do is cut it there, we might have to dig a bit more out, and then put a section of plastic in between. There's no other way that we can do it. Right, just cut these with your speed fit cutters. I don't know if I can do it one-handed. Oh, I need both hands on there. But yeah, cut them with speed fit cutters, and then we've got these transition couplers to go in between, and then a piece of plastic. I lied, it's copper. No wonder the cutters won't cut it very well. Just get that cut off, and you can still use the universal transition couplers on it because they'll do on anything, but it looked like lead, but it's not. Well, I'm not going to lie, I did struggle to get that in. Probably cut my hands in a few places. I'll get the water back on. I might dry all this off first, and I think it should be okay. It's obviously leaking on that copper somewhere. It's probably just sat against a rock. Obviously it's not the best, is it, having that in the ground, but nothing you can do. You can only fix it. Moment of truth, hopefully. Oh no, it's pouring out in it. Right, I think that is good. I used the wrong fittings, to be fair. I think well, in theory they should have been alright, because they would have gone from, I can't even find it now, I think they should go from like 20 to 25, but then ones went from 15 to 22, so I used them instead. I'm leaking more than the pipe, so I'll get all this dried up, water is all back on, and make sure the meter is not spinning. But other than that was awkward to get that in there. Probably should wear gloves, but I just don't like wearing gloves. I think we're good. Right, meter's absolutely static, which means there's no leaks. I checked it a minute ago, and it's at the same point now, so I'm happy. Get packed up, another one done. Right, we actually got a little bit lucky on that one with the weather, because it's just started raining, and the fact that we landed right on top of the leak. It was pretty obvious where it was leaking, to be fair, because obviously it was coming straight out of the ground. I just wanted to show you this quickly. Something that I found quite interesting. This book that I got given by the merchants, they do universal shower cartridges. So that's actual size of the cartridge for easy comparison. What you do is you scan the barcode and it tells you what shower it fits. So I know some of these are for like Victoria plum showers and bath store. So yeah, quite interesting, because often you go to showers and you don't know what the cartridge is or make and model, and you can scan these in and it tells you if it's going to fit that shower. So it's just inventive creations. There's all sorts of bits and bobs in there. They do like universal, obviously you've probably seen these before, these are just your tap cartridges. They do them in a big box. I think other people have shown them. They gave me a spline finder as well. These are all your cartridges for your taps. And then you've got universal flush valve washers, so they're for like your flush valves on your toilets. So what's that one? That's like the Wiser Sign Fix Impulse. So it's all them they do. And they also do like universal seals for showers, and then universal wheels. I've used them before, they're pretty good. And then obviously riser rails. So there's some interesting bits in there. Obviously I'm not sponsored or anything like that by them. I just thought it was really good that somebody's actually bringing out bits that fit showers, save replacing the whole valve, because often you do struggle. So it's just inventive creations. They've probably got a website. I've not actually been, but I've scanned quite a few of these. I know like that's like for the bath store one, I believe, and there's like 15 or 20 showers that it fits, and some of these are like Bristol that probably fits 30 showers. So if you're ever struggling, that might just get you out there, that proverbial muck. And there's all sorts of bits and bobs, not so much the waste, because obviously they're pretty standard anyway, but as I say, tap cartridges, and these flush valves are handy. I do carry quite a few of these in the van. I know I carry like the Ideal Standard and the Armature Shanks one, the Gebrit one. I said not so much the plates as well, because they're pretty standard. But yeah, something like that might just get you out of the muck if you can't find the right roller. Yeah, just thought that was worth showing. So I've just scanned one of them in and it tells you what it will fit. So it says this cartridge can be used but is not restricted to the following brands of showers. So it's used on the following IB shower valves. So you've got shower mixing valve, IB cartridge, bath store showers, got all bits and bobs. But when you physically got the size of the cartridge, you can take that out of your shower and you can compare it, with the one you've got in. So I think that's really handy. I'm not going to lie, because the amount of times you go to showers and you cannot identify them. But having the actual size of the cartridge, you can sit that against that drawing, and I think that's a really good idea. Just changing this Potterton Suprema. I'm going to go rear flue with it because these are quite a stumpy boiler. I'm going to put a back seat in, go rear flue with the back seat, get the electric safely isolated. There's not a lot of space in front of it, but it is going back on that wall. Yeah, we'll get it drained down. There's a drain off tap on these Supremas, I think. Where's the drain off tap on these? I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll get it drained anyway. It's a pressurised system, and yeah, we'll just get this one swapped across. And there's a drain off tap here on these. It's unfortunately they haven't put one on the pipes. I think that's the return on these. I'm sure they're labelled on top, and that's the flow, and it's flipped on the back seat, so we'll have to cross them across. Yeah, so we'll get a bucket in, get that drained, get fluid disconnected, and get the boiler off the wall. We'll just crack this. Got a bucket underneath. I power washed this system last year and put the unvented cylinder in. You can see how clean the water is. It's pretty much crystal clear, that. So I'm hoping to just put my Magna Cleanse unit on and just flush it out like that, but it should be pretty good. See how clean it is. Normally in the bottom of an old boiler you get black horrible water. Yeah, that's pretty good, that. I'll leave that draining into the bucket. We'll get a test done on the gas. The condense used to be a sink here, that's a freezer below, so I'm hoping to take the freezer out. You can just see the waste pipe down there, so I'm hoping to get it all internal, but we'll just leave that drain in while we get everything else done. Right, the gas meter's just here. boiler's just there. It's 15mm where it comes out the wall, but I'm hoping it's 22 where it runs across. We'll have to do a test on the gas, obviously to prove working pressures and stuff like that, but no more than 1mm wire drop. But bonding, seals, make sure it's sealed through the wall, and then we've got emergency contact numbers and stuff like that. So this meter looks fine. See gas tape on off. We're going to do a tightness, let by tightness for a start while the boiler's draining, get the flue disconnected, and we should be good to carry on then. Right, so I've done my let by. We're just doing a quick tightness test. Obviously we'll do one at the end once we've done all connections, but we need to make sure there's no leaks before we start, before we break into the gas carcass. So while that's on test, I'll get the flue chipped out and then we'll get that bit done. That is the discharge from the unvented that I put in last year, that 28mm. So yeah, they used to have thermal stores and I just put an unvented. The coil went in the thermal store, so we converted it all to pressurised, and then the boiler's gone this year. So I think the fan's gone, but they've opted to have a new boiler, which is fair enough. So has that dropped? That's going to be sound as a pound, that. So the connections are flipped on these Supremos. So the back seal returns that side there, that side. It's not the end of the world. We'll just cross the pipes over, trying to get that flue disconnected. I'll chip it out on the outside, and it should just pull out, I would have thought. Undone the screws, so that'll lift up. Probably not the best screwdriver to use, is it? But yeah, should be straightforward enough. That's the flue out. So we've got the gas tested. That's all done. So next job, disconnect them, get the boiler lifted off the wall, then we can start setting the new one up. So just disconnect these, and if we're lucky, the pipes will move up a bit, so we can get the boiler lifted off the wall then. So we've just got the flow to do. And yeah, we can get the template on. It's going okay. It's not really a tip this, but always mark up your pipes before you disconnect your boiler. It saves you getting in a confusion in a minute. So what I'll do is probably just whip them off with a Milwaukee and then get this boiler lifted off, and then we can have a proper look at what we're up against. Boiler off and out, new boiler ready to go in. So should be able to get good fixings on this wall. It is a block and brick wall. So I'll whip that bracket off. We'll get the template on the wall. I think I'm going to go rear flue. Straight out the back, mini filter on the return, and then we'll just 45 the pipes over, and then the gas we'll put a test on to see if it's big enough. I'm sure they're 22 in this wall, but if it's not, we'll have to find it on the 22 and bring it up. It's only, what, 2 meters to the gas meter, 2.5 meters. It's only a 16 kilowatt boiler as well, so we'll give it a test. If it's fine, it's fine. If it's not, we'll sort it, and we'll get this one sorted. So I'm just getting this boiler unboxed. It says, but inside the box you get filter, tool for undoing the filter, and then obviously you get your instructions, your bracket and your template and everything, and obviously the boiler. That's the rear flue kit all set up on these. So I've cut the pipe slightly higher, I just need to fix that to the wall, and then we can get the boiler hung. I've just shorten that gas back as well, and then swing that back in, but it's just a case of levelling the bracket, getting good fixings, and then we can just, hopefully I've got room for the filter above. It's going to be a little bit tight, but we'll see. Right, what I'm thinking, because this is a bit tight, I might put the filter in the airing cupboard. I didn't really want to lower the boiler because it would have been below the tiles. So obviously I'll have to use a compression off the boiler, and then I could 45, and then I could step them across and then put the filter in the airing cupboard. I think it's going to look neater. In theory I could mount the filter at the side, but I just don't like the look of it. I think that's what I'm going to do, put the filter in the airing cupboard. I know it's not the best place, the system's fairly clean anyway, and I'll just get this piped up like that. Well, I managed to get the condense in. I'm going to try that gas in a minute. Just got to put the filter up in the airing cupboard and get it wired, but I've done my best I can with the pipe work. It's not perfect, but you know, retrofitting is always tough. Hopefully it should be alright. Alright, just get the boiler fired up on maximum, and at the minute we've still got 20 more millibar. Well, we've got 20 at the bottom, 21 at the top, so this gas is going to be fine. I think that's on max. I've got it on max. Yeah, she's flashing away. Still got to sort the wiring out for it. I just wanted to check the gas pressure before I went any further, but I think we're going to be fine on this one. Just getting Jacob to do a gas rate long hand. So he reckons he can't remember how to do them, even though he's only just done them at college. But yeah, he's going to time that. Yeah, alright. So I'll leave you to do that for a minute, and then I'll take you through how to do it. Alright. We're just doing our final commissioning checks on the boiler, high and low fire. And yeah, I'm getting Jacob to do most of it because obviously he needs to learn for his gas. So we are getting there. I've still got flue to sand and cement, and we're pretty much there then. Thank you for watching this video as always. I apologise, it's not probably been as much content in this one as normal. It's just been a bit rushed off my feet. I've been mainly in the office the last couple of days. I've had a really big job to price, and it does take a lot of time when you're pricing big jobs. It's something you don't always see. So yeah, it might be an interesting job if we get it. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I hate office stuff. It just gives me a headache as well, having to crunch all the numbers. But yeah, part of the job. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this one, thank you for watching. As always, thanks for the support, and we'll see you all next week.